In 1995, a unanimous vote of 305 to 0 solidified the month of observation for Canada.
Black History Month is not merely a ceremonial observance, nor is it divisive. It is a crucial period of reflection, education, and celebration of the contributions and struggles of Black individuals and communities. This stance is not only hurtful, but also perpetuates the very injustices that Black History Month seeks to address.
11,275 people in the city who identify as Black.
We should not have racism at the table. Racism is impacting not only mental health, but it also impacting physical health. Sometimes causes death. I know that because I almost died recently.
I taught history for 10 years at St. Mary Catholic Secondary School in Pickering. The counselor in question decided to take pen to paper and express a concern about the practice of celebrating Black History Month without having spent one moment looking into why it came about in the first place. Not 1 second.
To them, and then to say that you champion, those who champion equity have, quote, limited intellect, end quote, and, quote, confuse the meaning of equality with the attempt to denounce in the name of punishing everyone for their psychological insecurities stemming from race, end quote. This is racism. So if you don't see people's race, gender, or other identities, you don't see them, and you cannot represent them.
Black History Month is a call to remember the injustices Black people have faced in this country. Racism is not dead. And for lack of judgment, forethought, and compassion, you should not be an elected official in Pickering. With that, I say to you, Mayor Ash, council members, Lisa Robinson must go.
And of making sure that we champion diversity and making sure that we provide a space for young Black kids. At the end of the day, if I'm suffering and you just overlook my suffering in order to provide everybody with the exact same playing field, that doesn't help because I'm still not on I'm not on the field yet. I firmly believe that Lisa Robinson needs to go.
Have you ever needed legal or medical help and wondered if your race would work against you? I am beyond incensed that an elected official doesn't seem to grasp or acknowledge EDI when looking at human beings. Lisa Robinson, please resign from your position as city councillor.
Either way, though, whatever progress has been made, it has been despite the efforts of people who did what you were doing in this article, arguing to keep the status quo and suggesting we should roll things back 30 years.
I am a board member with Cultural Expressions for Change and the event chair for the annual Black History Month event. We want to shine a light on the struggles of our past. We want to shine a light on the struggles that we've overcome, but also to recognize that we still struggle today.
I'm a resident, a longtime resident of Pickering, and I'm also a national director of diversity, equity, and inclusion for a global company. When did I start learning more about contributions of people who look more like me? During Black History Month. The fact that I only became aware that slavery existed in Canada during independent post-secondary studies is unacceptable. The municipal government finally made Black history a mandatory subject in schools just last month.
One of the things I wanted to highlight is that we're a collective of Durham community partners, concerned citizens, homeowners, parents, business owners, private citizens who have been emotionally scarred by the words of this councillor. Leadership matters. And for those reasons, she must resign.
Thank you. Councillor Robinson's attempt to make pronouncements about Black History Month while couching her words in the ignorance of not knowing whether she would, but thinking she would not offend Black people is not new. It actually is one of the oldest strategies in the playbook of racism. It renders the voices of thousands of Black researchers and ordinary members of the Black community mute while Councillor Robinson speaks for us, but never with us.
This intentionally hurtful, racist verbal diarrhea came on the heels of this person being cited for their homophobic and transphobic attitude. And that was only a short time after being dumped as a candidate in Toronto because they were making Islamophobic remarks.
Oh, and let's not forget that this person is also accused of bullying and intimidating members of the public that she is supposed to represent. Say though, as a longtime Black resident, I also know another side of Pickering, one that we don't love to talk about or acknowledge. I can tell you that I was actually chased on my bike home from Rosebank Road Public School while racial slurs were hurled at me. I grew up in Ward 1, and Lisa Robinson does not represent my Pickering. Lisa Robinson must go.
My brother was 6 years old when he was told by a neighbor that he'd be cut up into small pieces. Placed into a box and mailed to my mother if he ever got near the fence that divided his land from ours. Imagine someone telling you that not only your life, but the limited legacy of your enslaved ancestors and all of the contributions and accomplishments they have gifted to you and society should no longer be acknowledged or celebrated. Lisa Robinson does not represent my Pickering. Lisa Robinson must go.
So what's absolutely astounding to me is that she refuses to take even an iota of accountability. They have caused real hurt and harm to members of this community, not just our brothers and sisters in the Black community, but decent people everywhere are offended by ignorant, racist rhetoric like this. I hope that the province of Ontario is looking at this matter carefully and closely and will expedite the passage of Bill 5. For the sake of your constituents and the sake of the people you seem to care so much about, please step aside and let someone actually lead the city for a change.
I'm the chair of the Region of Durham Anti-Racism Task Force. Councillor Robinson, your recent comments seek to diminish and distract from a month that recognizes, celebrates Black resilience, Black excellence, and Black joy. Elected officials must be held accountable. We ask council to strike a motion to commence a review of the City of Pickering's Code of Conduct Policy ADM 070.
And I'm the chair of the Pickering Anti-Black Racism Task Force. I feel like we are a conduit to the city. People feel comfortable once they know we exist, coming to us and talking to us and asking us, to kind of help or giving us suggestions on how we can move forward.
I hope I can live up to my ancestors' expectation of me, because I really believe that I have the duty to all those who have come before me, to all those who lie at the bottom of the ocean, to all those who've lost their lives, whether it's in a cane field or a cotton field, or, hanging off of some tree, to continue the struggle and to continue to love, to continue to believe, and continue to try to be human. This is a quote from Assata Shakur from The Eyes of the Rainbow.
Black History Month is not merely a ceremonial observance, nor is it divisive. It is a crucial period of reflection, education, and celebration of the contributions and struggles of Black individuals and communities.
The problem is that this ongoing embarrassment and continuous negative situation being caused by our duly elected councillor, most recently, as you know, as the op-ed, is not representative of this great city. We do not see Lisa Robinson as being fit to represent the city of Pickering. We ask the city's integrity commissioner to investigate further and address any ongoing behavior that you've heard about tonight. We also ask the council to act in accordance to the wishes of the community and the public, which again, you've heard from tonight. In addition, we humbly ask you, Lisa, to do the right thing. Step down, resign. It seems that you do not want to represent the entire community of Pickering unless you actually really want to do so. We collectively say it's time for Lisa to go.
I'm a resident of the city of Pickering since 1982. I love and care about the city. It hurts my heart. Comments made by Councillor Robinson, if not addressed and challenged, would be given the impression that it is okay and for others to continue along the same path. I quote, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing."